Think you know everything about history? Prepare to be surprised. Today, we're uncovering shocking, often hidden historical facts that didn't make it into the textbooks. These moments are powerful, unsettling, and sometimes just plain strange. Let's start with one of the darkest stories from World War II. In 1944, during intense bombing raids over Japan, 9 American pilots were shot down and captured by the Japanese military. Most of these young men met a horrifying fate. They were tortured, some were killed, and shockingly, some were even cannibalized. But there was one survivor, just one, who escaped against all odds. That young man? George H.W. Bush, who would later go on to become the 41st President of the United States. His story is a powerful reminder of both the horrors of war and the resilience of those who endure it. But disturbing facts aren't just relics of the past. Today, in the 21st century, more people are living in slavery than at any other time in history. Yes, that's right. Modern slavery is very real. From forced labor in factories to human trafficking around the world, it's estimated that nearly 50 million people are trapped in some form of enslavement. This isn't just a statistic. It's a modern crisis that calls for global awareness and action. Let's move to another icon of history, Mahatma Gandhi. Known worldwide for his stance on nonviolence and peaceful protest, Gandhi also had some highly unusual personal practices. Late in his life, he took a vow of celibacy but would test his self-control in a way that raises eyebrows today, by lying next to naked teenage girls, including his own grandniece, in an attempt to train himself against desire. It's a fact that many find difficult to reconcile with his philosophy, but it sheds light on the complexities of even the most iconic historical figures. Here's another unsettling story that often gets overlooked. After the end of World War II, many survivors of Nazi concentration camps faced more tragedy than triumph. When the British Royal Air Force was tasked with identifying and locating German forces, pilots mistakenly attacked a group of concentration camp survivors, mistaking them for enemy forces. Almost 10,000 people who had already survived the unimaginable were killed in this tragic error. Now, let's shift gears to a lighter, but equally fascinating, historical fact about Egyptian beauty secrets. Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, was known for her beauty and intellect. But did you know she had an elaborate beauty regimen that included bathing in sour donkey milk? This milk was rich in lactic acid, which acted as a natural exfoliant and kept her skin youthful. Her dedication to beauty might be extreme by today's standards, but it shows how some ancient skincare practices were surprisingly ahead of their time. History is filled with strange and unexpected stories. Did you know, for example, that Roman Emperor Nero would throw extravagant parties on his grand palace lake, where he'd stage naval battles just for entertainment? As wild as it sounds, it was all part of Nero's infamously lavish and reckless lifestyle. His leadership was chaotic, his spending unchecked, and his grand palace, the Domus Aurea, was said to be as vast as an entire city block. These stories remind us that history is much more than dates and events. It's made up of real people, facing unimaginable challenges, strange traditions, and moments that define their lives in unexpected ways. So, the next time you think history is dry, remember these stories. They're proof that the past is filled with mystery, tragedy, resilience, and sometimes a bit of bizarre beauty. And there's plenty more where these came from. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more surprising stories from history, stories they definitely didn't teach you in school.